Good evening, Red Wave America, to another discussion video. Today I want to interview a guy named Conch, I guess is what you want to go by. I just want to ask him a few questions, and then I'm going to maybe get into a debate. I don't know. We'll see how this video goes. But first, we have some questions to ask on the topic of white supremacy. I have a question.
White supremacy.
Yes.
All right. So first off, I want to start off by saying I think that term, white supremacy, should be retired because I don't believe in going into India and conquering India for 190 years and colonizing Africa and changing the demographics of South America. That is white supremacy. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in going forth and doing that today. And I don't believe that exists today.
So, then what is your belief?
My belief is I think that there should be my people should exist, and they have the right to exist just like every other people on the planet. They have the right to preserve their culture, preserve their traditions, and preserve their people, their blood. Point blank, period.
Wow, I actually agree with you on that. So I don't see why we're even here now. So then why are your friends so terrible? Like your friend, are you friends with HT Handsome Truth?
Yes, I am friends with HT Handsome Truth.
So why are you friends with him?
Well, because he preaches the same message. Preserve your people, preserve your blood over everything, because that is nature. That is natural order of law.
Okay. Apparently you don't know your friend that well. What do you think about him going to streets, yelling at Jewish people, telling them crap, or going in front of kids online and pointing a gun to his face?
Okay, let's do one thing at a time.
Yeah, let's do the first one first.
So, which one?
The Jew one. When he goes around...
You mean his demonstrations where he just so happens to come across a Jew?
He's shouting at a Jew at their car.
Yeah, dude. If somebody's a Jew, get the hell out of America. This is for American. The 1790 Naturalization Act says that this country is reserved for Europeans.
Okay.
Does it not?
We don't follow that anymore, apparently, because we have all these other immigrants.
Yeah, well, that's something that needs to be reversed, my friend, if you want to see this country fixed.
If you want it reversed, cool. Does that still give him a right to go yelling at people for being a different race?
He can do whatever he wants and yell at whoever he wants because it's a free country, United States of America, First Amendment right, my friend.
You're right, it is a free country, but there's also a country of consequences when you do things that are not...
Yeah, but okay, has he gotten consequences for yelling and using his First Amendment right? I don't think so, and he will not get any. It's his First Amendment right to do so. Okay,
I agree with you.
He has videos of somebody walking up into his garage and him punching the lights out of this guy. So, they've tried to do something about it, and he carries every day. Come on. All he did was use his First Amendment right. Can you be mad at a patriot for that?
No, I'm not mad about his First Amendment right. So apparently, I guess, okay. Do you support him going to other people, not just Jews, but like black people, Mexicans, and screaming at them too?
I haven't seen him going and screaming at black people, but I've seen him screaming at Mexicans and telling security officers and places of city council members that they need to go back to their country. Yeah. And Hispanic people are the number one invaders in the United States, and in Europe it's Islam, it's Muslim. So we're being invaded on all fronts. And I think he's well within his rights to express his discernment against that.
Yeah. Well, he did disrespect a black cop. He was telling the cop that, "Are you going to do a reverse George Floyd on me?" That was kind of disrespectful. And the cop was just saying that he broke a law called speeding, pulled him over. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't know about his personal things because, but he was well within his rights to say that as well. And I think he was just clip farming there. I think he was just trying to say something funny. Clip farming,
Probably. Those are just the small things he's did.
Yeah.
But now I want to get to the bigger things that he's actually done that you probably don't know about. But if you do, shame on you for remaining his friend. So one of them, this one is not as bad as the one I'm about to share, but this one I want to share first. He told these two people, there was a white guy and a black guy, and they were friends. And he told the white guy to point a gun at his black friend. And he didn't know if this gun was real, by the way. And he told him, and I quote, pull the trigger. Told him to pull the trigger. What do you think about that?
And?
He told him to pull the trigger on his black friend.
Okay, and?
And? Do you not think that's something that's not good?
I mean, yeah, it's not something everybody should be doing, and you shouldn't be encouraging, violence. But I don't think he was in the wrong here. I don't think he broke any laws. I don't think he, was outside of his rights.
What if that was a real gun, though? And because the dude did pull the trigger, by the way. But what if that was a real gun and he encouraged that white guy to shoot that guy? He just caused the white man to murder someone.
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy knew that it wasn't a real gun, so.
Yeah, but HT didn't know that.
And if it wasn't, he wouldn't have pulled the trigger.
You don't know about that.
How do I? Who would pull the trigger?
In a hypothetical case, what would have happened? What would you think if it was a real gun and the guy did pull the trigger and killed his black friend? What would you think of that?
He killed. It's not that. That's a hypothetical. Okay,
it's a hypothetical. That I would like you to answer.
What ifs and what if that? It's a logical fallacy, dude. Like, come on.
Okay, fine. Don't answer it. Be like a Democrat.
Be like a Democrat.
There was another case though that was way worse than this, and he was face chatting this 8-year-old, 8 through 10-year-old. It doesn't matter if he was even like older than that, like 12. He no older than 12.
Yeah. What do you do? Say white power.
Okay, it was a white kid, and he points a gun at his chin. HT points a gun at his own face, begins to cry, and said that he's going to kill himself in front of this 8-year-old.
If I gotta go to heaven with I'm just gonna kill myself, man. I'm just kidding. No.
Here, acting in front of a child as if he's going to commit suicide.
What do you think about that?
I think he's clip farming. I don't really have anything to. What do you want me to say?
I mean, what do you think of that?
Man, that's terrible. He should have never done that. I think I'm gonna, just cut all my ties with him now.
Okay, well, let's just put you in your shoes for a minute. What if you were a father and some guy did that to your child? What would you do? What would you think?
My child wouldn't be on Omegle in the first place, son. Thank you.
He wouldn't be voice chatting? Is that what you said?
No, my 8 to 10-year-old child would not be on Omegle in the first place.
Okay. Again, this is a hypothetical. If your son had a guy act like he was going to commit suicide in front of your kid's face, what would you think?
Do you hear?
Are you going to answer the question? You follow this guy. I mean, you got to know that he did this.
It's kind of a stupid question.
It's not.
I just want you to process the question.
I just want your answer. I just want your honest answer. What you would do in that case if a guy pointed a gun at his own face to that 8-year-old, saying that he was going to kill himself in front of the 8-year-old. What would you think of that? What?
Is that his kid?
No, it's not his kid, but it's a hypothetical. What would you do?
Why do we care about immature parents who put their little kids online? Why would I care to censor myself?
Exactly. Why would I stop my bit?
It's not my business.
Why would I stop my bit? No, hang on. Why would I stop my bit and what I'm doing because some 8-year-old popped up on the random chat screen? I mean, that's not. It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to continue my bit.
Okay. Well, whatever. I just want to know why you're even supporting this guy in the first place because of what he does. I'm not
I
saying you.
support HD because of his message, man. If you don't understand his message, you're
I understand his message, and it's a bullcrap message, and it's terrible.
okay. Then what's his message to you, pal?
That all other races are unequal to the white race, and the white race is superior above all races. That's his message.
Right. And there's facts to support that, brother.
Okay, so let me ask you that question then. Why do you hate all other races?
Never said I hate them. I don't think that they are genetically equal to us
Why?
because of scientific data that I have consumed.
You believe everything that science tells you?
I believe certain scientists like Richard Lynn, um, Madison Grant, numerous people post-war, eugenicists and geneticists.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, of course, go for
I
it.
just want to make it clear, to my understanding, does not believe in science because it contradicts with the Bible.
Anything
Like completely.
that contradicts scripture is not science. I'm sorry, it's not. So that leads to my second point to that question I asked you. Why do you think all other races are lesser than the white race?
Well, look, man, I told you it's genetics. It's purely genetics, okay? Now, look, do you really want to get into it?
Yeah, I would love to hear your
Okay,
opinion.
so the Eastern Asian man, on average, has a higher IQ, right? Higher IQ than the white man, higher IQ than the black man, higher IQ than anybody. They have the higher IQ on average, but they have the lower testosterone on average. But the lower testosterone leads to lower crime rates on average, right?
Sure.
Okay, and then the white man, let's skip past the white man for now. Let's go straight to the black man. The black man has higher testosterone, meaning he can run and jump and do things faster and he's athletic. But his IQ, it is proven, the sub-Saharan IQ is roughly 60 to 80 max. Okay, so they have lower IQs on average, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, my theory, not my theory, but my scientific theory that is backed up by scientific data shows that the white man in general, in the Northern European man in specific, has the perfect amount of distribution of genetic testosterone and IQ. We have the perfect distribution of verbal IQ, skill IQ, athleticism, and all around just it's because of our genetic migrations. I mean, when you are evolving in a more demanding area, you tend to be the more superior.
Okay, so I agree with pretty much most of what you said, obviously. Anyone who doesn't really does deny logic and science. I agree with that part. But again, that does not make us superior or better. It just means that is just based off genetics and our race and culture of why they're like that and why we're like the way we are. Does not mean that we are better than them.
Well, it's not saying that we are inherently like the term better that you're using is quite subjective. Okay, better as in how? Because genetically, we are yes, genetically we have just hit that gold spot where we have a little bit of everything. Okay, and then while the Asians, they aren't as athletic, and then the Africans, they aren't as smart, we are right in the middle. We are the Goldilocks genetics gene pool. That is what happened throughout history, and it makes us superior. I mean, at one point in time, we conquered 80% of Earth's landmass. Is that not superior?
No, I agree. I agree.
We've invented 93% of Earth's inventions altogether.
I
The
agree.
European man.
Yes,
Is
the
that
white
not
race was able to
superiority?
conquer. I do agree. But what I'm getting at is that as a Christian, in God's eyes or in Jesus Christ's eyes, we are all equal to him. We all matter. We're all human beings. We're all people.
Yeah, you're just saying, hey man, I'm gonna let my race die out because I'm for Jesus.
I don't want my race to be exterminated.
Then stop believing in this rabbi fairy tale and put your race first.
No, I'm going to put God first.
Yeah, because you're.
Oh my. Okay.
You're.
No.
Your granddaughter's gonna be brown because you worship the rabbi.
I ain't going to marry someone who's not white. I agree.
But your daughter is.
You don't know that. The likeliness of that is very low. I don't have
very high, because if you raise your daughter Christian, 70% of Christianity is brown right now. What do you think's inevitably going to happen?
But
Your daughter's going to find her a nice brown Christian man. That's what's going to happen.
I'd rather her find a nice brown Christian man than a white sluttish man who's terrible, who doesn't believe in God. I would rather
Brother,
her marry
you don't have to believe in
a black Christian man than a guy like you.
Yeah, that's disgusting, bro.
It really is. I mean, a black Christian man would be better.
That is really
that's truly disgusting because bro, look, you're either pro-white or you're not. And by any means, I would want my daughter or granddaughter to procreate with a white man by any means, okay? But the fact of the matter is, and I'm trying to point this out to you, 70% of Christianity is brown already. The likelihood of your daughter settling with a nice Christian man because you raised her Christian and she's going to go with what feels right with her, she's going to more than likely 70% chance end up with an African. So you're either race first or you let us die out, and then the JEWs control everything.
Okay, 61 to 62% of Christians in America are white.
No, brother, look up globally.
No, globally, yes, I agree, but my kids are going to live in America. End of quotes right there. So now they have a higher chance of marrying a white man. Now, I don't really see why this matters. I mean, yes, I would prefer my kids to marry into our race because I do not want my race to disappear. I agree with you. But I also don't think it's a sin for us to do that either. Now, if we go back to the Tower of Babel, God separated the people because they wanted to all remain together, but then he confused their languages and he wanted us to go with our people there, Spanish people with Spanish people, Mexicans with Mexicans. You get the point. And yes, I see that. God separated us on purpose. But, again, I don't see it as a sin to marry into another race.
Dude, this God, Jesus mind virus thing that you have is very, very saddening. Because it's why our people are dying, dude. It's why we're going extinct in the first place.
How?
What do you mean, how?
Why do you think it's the Bible's fault why we are dying? Actually,
because it has you in this mindset, bro. It's got you in this love everybody, see everybody equal mindset. No, the white man is superior. We are the nature's greatest creation, and there's nothing more to it. We deserve to exist more than anybody else because we invented civilization, and we made civilization worthwhile.
Yeah, but you fail to realize that it's not the Christians who are eradicating our race, it's the Islamic. Islam is what is attacking our race, not Christianity.
No, Islam is just a pawn of the Jews. Christianity is making us soft to Islam. Islam is seeing how soft it's making us and making their move now. Do you know how many third world immigrants Christian ministries migrate into Western worlds each year?
No.
Millions. What's your denomination?
I'm an independent Baptist with Reformed theology.
Are you a Baptist?
Yes.
Okay. Here, Baptist Remigration Ministry. Here we go. We've got Immigration and Refugee Memories Ministries, Baptist Home Mission Society. Every single Christian denomination imports immigrants into Western countries every year. I'm gonna put
Okay.
this I'm gonna put this down in the comments. You can check it out.
Why does this matter?
What do you mean? Why does this matter? You're talking about the attack of Islam and the invaders of brown invaders, third world immigrants
Christians ain't
coming
bringing them over.
into what?
Christians ain't bringing them over.
I'm literally showing you that they are.
They're bringing people over, yes, but not Islam. Islam brought itself
I
over.
didn't. Nobody, bro. We're talking about brown people, invaders in general, threats to our race in general, bro.
Oh, my. Okay. So, have you ever considered yourself a Christian at any point of your life?
Have I ever what?
Have you ever considered yourself a Christian at any point in your life?
I was one for 7 years.
Yeah, well, you weren't, obviously, but you claim to be. So, what happened?
What happened is I actually read the Bible front to back and I became pro-white. I put race before everything, blood before everything, ancestors before everything. I opened myself to a broader philosophical view of the world and my existence and why I'm here and how I got here. And it's through my ancestors and through my blood.
The only reason why you're white and the only reason why you're here is because God allowed you to be here and God made you white.
No, because my ancestors toiled in fields and slaughtered people so that I could be in this AC room with a $1,000 phone just laying in a bed. My ancestors toiled in fields and cut heads off.
So that you could be a spoiled lazy bum and go on podcasts and debating people. Okay, cool. You know, your
We're both here.
ancestors were
Why
so tough.
are you getting into ad hominems?
They were so
We are
muscular.
both here. Hang on, brother. Why are we getting into ad hominems when we're both here debating? You don't have to start calling me names because you're getting obliterated. Thank you, brother. You may speak. 3, 2, 1, go.
The fact that you mute me is very hilarious. No, do you even have a job?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good for you. Okay, great. You know, our ancestors, the white race that you talk about so highly of, they were 100 times more tough than our white race today because our white race has become so stupid. Our generation has become so stupid and brain dead because you guys come up with these ridiculous ideas that are becoming common for Gen Zs for whatever reason.
Yeah. Okay.
Most of our ancestors were Christians, by the way.
Actually wrong. For the majority of history, our ancestors were pagan. And they were strongest as pagan.
You're right, Rome.
The longest... What's that?
Yes, Rome. Rome is a pagan nation. I agree with you on that part.
Yeah, Rome was the biggest and strongest nation to ever exist.
Right.
For the longest amount of time, 1,000 years, pagan Rome existed.
Yes. But Europe was a Christian nation. That's where our ancestors also come from. Europe was very Christian. Catholic
I understand that. But what has happened with Europe as long as Christianity has been around? It's been nothing but toil. It's been nothing but wars, death, and destruction for the European man.
Okay, Europe is no longer a legit Christian continent because the leaders have all become radical left woke liberals on theology. That is not real Christianity. That is an abomination of heresy that they've formed. The Church of England is false. I do not.
That's a cope.
What?
That's a cope.
No, it's truth. Look at it. They all support gay marriage. They all support women pastors. They all support things that go against Scripture.
They always have. It's always been in the Scripture to be accepting of that.
No, it's not. Women were never allowed to preach, and gay marriage was never legalized in the Bible. It's wrong.
Brother, it's not legalized in the Bible point blank,
it's but
they know that there's a way that they can twist it, and there's always been a way set up so that they can twist it for that.
Yeah, that's because man is deceived. You know how they take it out? They take it out of the Bible. That's how they get it to fit into their fake churches. There is no way of going around it. All they can say is, the Bible was mistranslated 500 years ago. No.
Okay. It sounds like you guys are doing a lot of interfighting to me, and that's just dividing Europeans more and more.
We should divide against false beliefs. We should divide against that. We should stand up and unite with truth, but divide from heresy.
We should stand up and unite with our ancestors and our ancestral beliefs so that we can overcome the plight that is plaguing us today, just as they did in their time.
Okay. So, are you an American?
Yes.
Okay, let me just ask you a couple political questions then. What should we do with the race problem currently in America?
Well, do you want it from like an immigration standpoint?
Yeah, I just want your opinion on what you would do.
What I would do is so illegal immigration, I would start with that first. Since Biden let in 12 million, he opened the floodgates.
Yeah.
I would start with making it a felonious crime. I would make it a felony for employing third world immigrants or illegal immigrants. I would make it illegal for them to employ them, or a hefty thousands of dollar fine to employ these people. And then eventually, when those employers get in trouble for employing these people, those people will be out on the streets homeless, and then they will be scooped up along with a couple of the homeless, and our economy will be improved, and our immigration situation will be improved.
Man, I actually agree with that right there. Good. I'm very hardcore on immigration too. So you and I actually do agree on a lot politically on immigration. We should not be allowing a lot of people over here in our country, and we should.
Well, because right now, ICE is using 9 men to go after one person, and it just doesn't make any sense logistically or resourcefully. We should make it illegal for these people to be employed, and then scoop them up off the streets when they're homeless and send them home. We could pay them to go home at that point.
True. But I wonder if you would agree with this idea. I believe that we should only let people over here who actually want to help make America great again. We should only allow people who want to make a difference in this country, not people who just want.
We should only allow white people here.
Well, most of the people who are white do actually want to make America great again. Most other races do not. They're just here to just be here and get a paycheck.
Right, so that means we only let white people come here.
No, if Asians, I think Asians want to actually help us be doctors and cure.
Yeah, but Asians aren't going to preserve our race.
No, I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying we need to let people who actually want to help our country out. I agree. Our nation was supposed to be a white nation. I do agree, but you can still let other races in, just at a very, very low percentage rate. The way that we do our immigration policies is bullcrap. I agree with that. For decades, it's been bullcrap, and we've let too many people in at once. We shouldn't be doing this. Countries that do this, like Europe, get destroyed because of it. And the reason why we are not populating that much is because of abortion. Which is my next question. Not only
because of abortion, it's because the rates of our population going up are being diminished by the influx of immigration and their population going up as well. Brown immigration and the influx of brown pregnancies. It's a terrible thing, but your rabbi mind virus that sees everybody as equal just gets in the way of it.
Okay, most of the immigrants who came over here who are Mexican were illegal. Let's just be for real for a second. It is very hard to get in this country legally, as it should be.
No, it's not very hard to get in this country legally at all, actually. It's just the ones that actually do illegally cross the border, it takes it longer for people to get due process at the border. So it makes the line longer, the queue longer, and it makes things a lot harder when they do it the illegal way. So you can blame the people doing it illegally for making it the legal process longer. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. If people just went about the legal process, it would be a breeze. But people need to smuggle drugs, and they need to smuggle other things that they can't bring through border security. That's why.
Which is the problem, I do agree. The drug crisis of America.
Well, that's why the due process is so slow.
Right. Yeah. So what would you feel about going to war with Mexico?
It wouldn't make any sense.
It would make sense, or wouldn't it?
It wouldn't make any sense because Mexico is really just majority, just like the gate. a lot of it's just coming from South America, and then they pay Mexican cartels to go through that land to get into America, or they come through Florida or Texas. It's mainly South America.
Well, I agree, but if Mexico actually did their job and secured their own border, they wouldn't be crossing as much to our border.
Right,
We share the same border.
But us going to war with Mexico would kind of cause a civil war as well, since 12 million of them flooded into here during Biden's regime.
True, but we have deported a couple million of them.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're going to go to war from a side of narcotics and a war on drugs, it would be South America, and we've done that before, and I think we should do it again.
No, I agree. This drug problem is a very big problem. There's a lot of wicked people out there in South America and Mexico, drug cartels, who are horrible people who do heinous things to our...
Yes.
Yes. See, we do have agreements. We can agree.
Underlay.
What's that?
Go on.
So, I do have a question about the abortion thing. I've had several people tell me some reasons that they're pro-life, except when it comes to black babies.
Abortionist.
What's that?
Eugenicist abortionist.
So, do you support abortion or not?
I support abortion if the baby is retarded or if it's brown.
Okay. So then you do support abortion. Okay.
Yes. If it's retarded or brown.
You see, there's a problem.
But if it's a well, fine, healthy white baby, no. It is very wrong. That is a crime against nature because you are destroying nature's greatest creation by doing so.
You sound like a Nazi right there. That's
not National Socialism.
I never said it was National Socialism. I'm saying it's Hitler's Nazi party. What they did,
not really. They didn't do that.
Yeah, they said you have to be a perfect person, like a white, blonde, blue-eyed man, to be superior. And if you have problems,
no, they never said that actually.
Yeah,
never. That's a myth.
Is it a myth?
That's a myth. That's a myth.
Okay, well, good.
The blonde hair, blue-eyed myth.
I mean, I have brown hair, blue eyes, so what am I complaining about?
It's a myth, dude. That whole thing's a myth. There was one group of individuals called the Waffen SS, and they had a stipulation that this was the only thing. There was nothing about the people, nothing. The only thing about the people that they had blonde hair, blue eyed was in the propaganda posters, so that people were like, "Oh my gosh, that's cool. That's German unity. That's us." So that people could look at the posters and be like, "Wow, that's tough." But the only racial stipulation in the Nazi party was the Waffen SS, and they had to have green or blue eyes, dirty blonde hair, or blonde hair, and they had to be a minimum of 5'9".
Wow.
Those were the genetic stipulations for the Waffen SS, and those were the only genetic stipulations. But if you were amongst the populace and you had blonde hair, blue eyes, you were the most that you were revered for were propaganda content. Like, you would probably get pulled off the street by some officer and used for propaganda. That's all. That's about it.
Okay. So, I never knew that. Great. That was a great thing that you said. I'm glad to know that now. Though I will say, though, Hitler did put to death retarded people.
Yes, based.
Which is not a good thing.
That's based.
No, those people did nothing to him.
Well, we don't need them in the gene pool.
They need help. First of all,
well, yeah, they need help, but dude, I'm sorry, man. If they are mentally retarded, we don't need them in the gene pool. They are a net negative.
They still need to be helped, though.
Some would say loose end.
They are here in this world for a reason. Whether or not that's for you
to be a potato.
Not all of them are potatoes.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure he killed the potatoes.
Well, he killed more than just the potatoes.
I'm pretty sure he just killed the potatoes, man.
Do you believe in the Holocaust? Let me just ask you that.
271,000 all from typhus.
So you don't believe he killed actually 8 million Jews?
8 million. Holy no way.
That's what the history books say.
No way. 8 million?
8 million.
It was 6 million when I was in school.
Did you really? Okay, maybe it was 6 million. I can't remember. It keeps going up.
It was, dude. No, because it goes up every year. It probably is 8 million now,
Probably.
but it goes up every year.
Now,
No, it's 271,000, and they all died from typhus.
okay. Now, I am a conspiracist, yeah, whatever, however you say that word, myself.
Yeah.
I do not deny the Holocaust.
Okay, so look here. Let's get into some conspiracy then.
Yeah,
buddy.
real quick.
So, do you know what Zyklon B is?
No, I do not. I think I've heard the word.
It's the gas that was supposedly used, right?
Oh, against the Jews.
Yeah, in the gas chambers.
Oh, yeah. You think that's a myth?
Yeah. Huh?
You think that's a myth?
Well, do you know what it is?
Well, yeah, it poisoned them and ultimately killing them.
Well, it's not poison. It's a pesticide for fleas. It's for because fleas and rats, these things on rats, fleas that come off of rats, they carry this disease called typhus. And this is called a delousing chemical that they would spray, and it would get all of the fleas off of the Jews when they were coming into the ghetto so that it wouldn't spread typhus. But actually, they ran out of this chemical shortly towards the end of the war, and Jews started dying. So, yeah, that's where that 271,000 comes from. That chemical, Zyklon B, wasn't killing them. It was getting fleas off of their body, and then they were leaving the showers and then going and building guns, building clothes, making leather armaments for the Germans. Think about it, man. You got 6 million Jews, supposedly, and are you just going to kill all of them, or are you going to help them work for your military and your war to help fuel your war? Think logistically. You're not just going to murder all of them off. You're going to work them.
I mean, I don't see a problem with both sides. I think both sides have good points, and both sides have.
Well, killing all of them off would take more than it would to just putting them to work and having them benefit you
I
in the long
agree.
run.
Yeah, you would want to have them help you fight a war.
And that's what he did. It was roughly maybe 600,000 Jews that were captured in Europe, and 271,000 of them died because they perished to typhus and starvation.
Bless you.
German officers, 10,000 German officers also perished from typhus because they couldn't delouse themselves. There was not enough Zyklon B towards the end of the war. The rations were getting low and everything was crumbling around them.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
And there were Jews starving themselves in protest.
Which is where
The Nazi officers didn't know what to do. They didn't know if they how to feed them. You can't force feed somebody, you know. And also, man, hang on. Let me get into something here. It's a little weird, a little freaky, a little weird. But look, hear me out, man. You go look at all of those pictures of those corpses that you saw in school of all those dead bodies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jewish people are circumcised, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So are Americans.
You go, yeah, we'll go look at those dead bodies and tell me if those guys look cut.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah. So the majority of all of those dead corpses are either German or Slavic.
That's a very interesting conclusion, actually. Which is true because all Jews are circumcised.
Yes.
And then again, nowadays, most people in America are circumcised as well.
Well, that's a relatively new thing, new phenomenon. It's not a post-war phenomenon.
Oh, correct. No, it's only been around for a couple of decades. Well, I don't really know what else to. Well, I guess there is just one more question. That we'll finish up. Why in the world do you think Christianity is anti-white?
Its morality system and what it teaches, and the fact that it's majority non-white, and what it does. Yeah, it was sent by the Jew Paul. It was sent by the Jews to subvert pagan spirituality.
Paul? The one who got stoned by the Jews?
Paul the Pharisee.
Yeah, Paul the Pharisee, who then later converted to Christianity and then got stoned by the Jews. He didn't
The
die.
Jews that the Jews that stoned another Jew. Correct. They did that pretty
Yeah,
often.
the religious Jews who stoned an ethnic Jew. Yes.
The Jews who stoned another Jew. Correct. They did that pretty often.
Okay. A religious Jew and an ethnic Jew are totally separate kinds of people.
No, they're Jews.
No.
They're both Jews.
There's called the religion Jew and the ethnicity Jew.
They're both Jews.
Okay, yes, they're both Jews, but only one of them is following Jewish.
Yes, correct. You had it right there. You were right. You had it right there. They're both Jews. Period.
I don't hate Jews. I just hate their beliefs, and I hate their government because their government is pathetic.
That's unfortunate for you, man.
This is not unfortunate. It's common sense.
Well, because Jews hate you, my man.
No, not the ethnic Christian Jews. I've had Jewish friends.
You are subverted, Goyim.
What?
Anyway, man. Any more questions? Anything you want to talk about?
No. I think we're done here. Thank you, Conch, for your time. That really appreciated. Just send the
Yeah.
just send the video to Rooster, and he'll send it to me.
Well, it'll be up on my page. It'll be
Okay.
recorded.
Well, thank you, Red Wave America, for watching another discussion video. I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day. God bless.